So why don't I talk about the other members of the Vinnie Vincent Invasion? What's up, everyone? This is Christian Duke. You're watching Sight Sounds Flavors on YouTube, sightsoundsflavors.com. Please like this video at any point in time, subscribe to the channel, and also leave a comment down below. Also, guys, I've noticed some of you like to download my videos and republish them as your own. You do give me a shout out, but what I would really appreciate instead is if you just share the URL. That way I can make the connections with the audience. But here's the deal. Here's why I don't talk about Bobby Rock that much. Why I don't talk about Dana Strum hardly at all. Why I don't talk about that other singer hardly at all. I do talk about Robert Fleischman a little bit, only because Robert was the singer that Vinnie wanted, because he was the singer on that first record that we all love. That's the reason we're Invasion fans. And because even though Robert has had some misgivings with Vinnie, he's always been classy about it. And so I mention him here and there. I go back on my rule a little bit with Robert. However, the other guys I don't mention because they haven't had kind things to say about Vinnie. Now, Bobby, to be fair, has been diplomatic. I love Bobby. He's a vegan. I'm a vegetarian. I've been vegetarian for 30 years. I'm an animal rights activist. I love Bobby's drumming. I like his website. I think he's a good guy. But I don't talk about him a lot because he's diplomatic, but he's also with that other side a little bit too much. So I don't talk about Bobby as much when I'm talking about Vinnie. I may talk about Bobby if I'm talking about Bobby, but I don't talk about him that much when I'm talking about Vinnie Vincent or the Invasion. But more specifically to the point, I don't talk about Dana Strum or that other singer because they wouldn't have a career if it wasn't for Vinnie Vincent. You know, I know that Dana likes to say that he introduced Randy Rhoads to Ozzy. Good job. What does that get you? A backstage pass? An autographed picture? It doesn't get you a music career. You have a music career because you were the bass player in the Vinnie Vincent Invasion. You didn't write any songs that I'm aware of, and you didn't write any lyrics that I'm aware of. You have some production credits, but you wouldn't have a career if it wasn't for Vinnie Vincent, okay? And that other singer, you didn't even sing on the first record. You lip-synced on the MTV video. And then you made a second record that wasn't very good. I'm sorry. I mean, it was okay, but it wasn't the first record, not by any stretch of the imagination. I have seen that other singer with his band in the 90s, and they were pretty good. They were very good. But you wouldn't have had that other band if it wasn't for Vinnie Vincent. You wouldn't have had a career if it wasn't for Vinnie Vincent. And you just cannot come to grips with that. And you even wrote a song called Burning Bridges about Vinnie Vincent. You basically, whether you took his contract or they gave you his contract or you screwed him or whatever the case may be, you wouldn't have had anything if it wasn't for Vinnie Vincent. And the reason I don't talk about you two that much is because all you seem to do is attack Vinnie. And you wonder why, you know, people don't like to talk about you in Invasion groups. And that's another thing. If you're in an Invasion group, don't talk about those guys. Like, why would you talk about that? Why would you do that? I don't understand. You know, from 1997 until the convention in Atlanta that Derek put on that I was at, my girlfriend got me tickets, I was there, those guys spent every chance they got at taking knocks at Vinnie Vincent. He wasn't even active in the music industry. He was living his life. He wasn't bothering anybody. But yet, every time his name came up, they had to trash on him. And you wonder why people that really love Vinnie don't want to be part of groups where those other guys are celebrated. Why would you celebrate those other guys, Dana or that other singer, in a Vinnie Vincent Invasion group? Go to one of their groups and do it over there. The reality of the matter is that Vinnie gave a lot of people careers. Bobby, from his own admission, drove a van from Texas to the audition and got hired on the spot. And he went from, you know, scrounging week to week playing clubs in Texas to opening up for Alice Cooper. I would say Bobby owes his musical career to Vinnie Vincent. And when he's on three sides of the coin, and they're talking about his book, and they're saying, you know, you talk about a bunch of stuff, including the invasion. He says, well, that was a very small part. It wasn't a very small part. You wouldn't have a career if it wasn't for Vinnie Vincent. I mean, come on, man. You're very diplomatic. I don't lump you in with Dana and that other singer, but you're also not on Vinnie's side either. You were Switzerland, when in reality, you should have stayed in the invasion with Vinnie. That's what you should have done. That's what you should have done. And honestly, you know, you want to ask, you want my honest opinion, who I blame for the breakup of the invasion, it's Dana Strum. That other singer, you know, the kid, as the label called him, he might have stayed, he might have gone. I think Dana was the one who wanted to, you know, pull off the power play. That's just my opinion. Sometimes the least talented people are the ones that are the biggest problem. I don't know. But what I am here to say, though, is that none of you would have a career without Vinnie Vincent. The same way that he saved Kiss by writing 8 out of 10 songs on Lick It Up, he got the deal with Chrysalis. Those were his songs. And if anybody has a claim to having help with those songs, it's not that other singer, it's not Dana, and it's not Bobby, it's Robert Fleischman. Because Robert actually had some co-writing credits. And he's the only person that doesn't take shameless credit for the invasion like some of these other people do that had no part in it at all. You know what I mean? So again, I don't know why anybody on a Vinnie Vincent Invasion group would be celebrating Dana or that other singer. To me, it seems insensitive, and it seems like you're asking to get banned. If I was a moderator, I'd ban you. You'd never come back from that ban, by the way. I don't care if Jesus came back to earth and asked me to let you back, and I'd be like, my man, you may walk on water, but you're not getting those people back in the group. So the reality of the matter is, that's why I don't talk about those other people, why I'm talking about them now, because I feel like people that do talk about them are maybe oblivious to the insensitivity about talking about them in a Vinnie Vincent Invasion group. I'm not going to say which group, but that's why I don't talk about those guys, why I don't talk about Dana or that other singer. I do respect Bobby. I did buy his book. I will read his book. But Bobby is Switzerland. Bobby is the middle of the road. And you can't get excited about the middle of the road. If Bobby did the right thing, in my mind, my heart, my mind, or one, that's why I touched my heart, he would have stayed in the invasion. Because he had it good there. That's where he got his big break. And it would have showed a lot of backbone if he would have stayed, if he would have picked a side. But he didn't. So while you can't hate somebody for being Switzerland, you can't exactly get excited about him either. So I don't talk about him that much. And I definitely don't talk about the other two. I talk about Vinnie, because Vinnie is the heart of the Vinnie Vincent Invasion. He saved Kiss, and he has a lot left to do. And I'm very excited about that lot left to do, the future of Vinnie Vincent. Peace.